Do you have a loved one who suffers from dementia or Alzheimer's and you're wondering what activities or exercises can you do with them in order to promote good brain health and hopefully keep their brain stimulated and delay the progression of the disease? Well, hang with me in this video and let's talk about some of those things that you can do. Welcome to my channel. My name is Janie and this is my channel, Raising Mom with Janie. And this is my journey with my mom as we face her Alzheimer's challenges. Overall health is very important for our brain health. It is particularly important to keep our brain stimulated by doing simple things, and it doesn't have to be hard things. Diet and exercise play a huge role in keeping our brain stimulated. For your diet, you want to eat healthy. And of course we hear that all the time, and sometimes we even try. Keep your diet low in sugar. Strong in blue and red fruits such as strawberries and blueberries and raspberries and blackberries, because those are great for keeping that brain alive. You also want to include a lot of leafy green vegetables in your diet, as well as omega-3s. I mean, we hear this. And then herbs you want to include in your food. Not only does it make it taste better, but it can serve as a dual purpose. And so some of the herbs you want to include are oregano, sage, turmeric, ginger. There are more that you can include, and that keeps you away from the salt, which increases their blood pressure, which is not good for you. So if you can include herbs in their diet, it will help. Of course, you want to do exercise. Exercise keeps the blood pumping, it keeps oxygen going to the brain, and it keeps the brain alive. So you want to do exercise, and I don't mean you have to train for a marathon. You can do with them simple things to keep those portions of their brain alive and their memories alive by doing, letting them help you cook. And yeah, I know, you may not want them near the stove. You may not want them to actually measure out anything, because that could get a little iffy. But let them help you. I would sit my mom at the table and I would have her sort fruits or vegetables or wash them. One of my mom's favorite things to do is fold laundry or hang things on the hangers. And yes, it may take her 15 minutes to hang one shirt on a hanger, and that's okay. It doesn't matter, because while she's doing that, I hang the other 15 shirts that need to be hung up, or I sort through the drawers is necessary, because, well, they rifle through everything all the time. So it's always in a constant state of disarray. If they like to garden, or even if they don't, my mom was not a huge gardener, I will admit she was not. But I used to bring her to my house, and I would work in my garden or in my yard, and I would leave her in a wheelchair where I could see her and monitor her, and my dogs would help keep an eye on her. So one day I assigned her to pull the weeds out of this little flower bed, and while I was busy working on another, and when I looked over, not only had she pulled the weeds, she'd pulled every single flower in that flower bed. Don't get mad, just go, oh, you cleaned the flower bed for me. Okay, I'll have to get new plants to put in there. Thank you so much for doing that for me, Mom. But she felt a sense of accomplishment. She felt like she was a part of a daily life, and this was something she had done in her past, and so those memories came back, because she would talk about, oh, I remember doing the gardening with Grandma or with Mom. And I was like, yeah, so tell me about that. And I would just get her talking about that. Now, whether all those stories are true or not, who cares? The point was that she felt like they were real and she was a part of the conversation. Do they have hobbies or crafts that they did in the past that they're still able to do, but now they need a little bit of help? Have them do it. Play croquet in the backyard. I love playing croquet. Okay, yeah, I'm a nerd. I can't help it. I grew up in that era. I mean, as long as it's safe for them to do it, even with their walkers, they can play croquet. They can play horseshoes. They can, some that are in really good physical shape and they haven't progressed in the disease, they're still able to stand safely or walk around or move rapidly. Then, tennis, pickleball. Pickleball's the new thing. I don't know. I've not tried it, but I hear it's fun. They play an instrument. Get them that instrument. Can they play the piano? Can they play saxophone? Get them that so they can play it. Do they paint? Are they good at crafts? Can they paint? Let them do those things for as long as they can, because there will come a point where they can't. Also, if they're good at writing, let them write. That keeps that memory muscle alive. So let them write, and then save those things for later, because it is truly fascinating. My mom loved adult coloring books, and she did them until she could no longer color in those books, which sadly also progressed her disease as far as I'm concerned, because she didn't have any of those things to stimulate her brain. She also liked to do the word search, and I ended up they have giant print word search and crossword puzzles. So if that's their thing, or if they like to read the newspapers, then get them those things, magazines, keep them engaged as much as possible. Studies have proven that music can truly trigger their memories and keep that part of their brain active. So play music that they liked. My mom is a huge Elvis fan. She's a huge Wade Hayes fan. We're friends with Wade, and her birthday is the day before his. She has always referred to him as her birthday buddy, and so whenever she's not having a good day, I will take my phone and I will put that is truly her theme song. That she immediately, she starts dancing, she gets in the mood. Dancing is another thing. One of the ladies at Mom's facility, she loves to dance. And so we play music and we just dance around. And even if you're just dancing in the wheelchair or dancing in the chair, you know, just moving a little bit. The point is that they're moving. They keep active. Light exercise, light weights with exercises, they can do those as well. Resistant bands. I'll be like, what is that? And she'll be like, look, she's got the resistant band stretched out. And I just like, show me again. So that just keeps her doing those things. Or even just, you know, movement of their arms. It's things they wouldn't do unless you get them to do it. And we just crank the music and we just make it so much fun. And yes, I do get everybody to jump in. I also play pop the balloon with them, or pop a light ball like a beach ball or something, and we'll sit in a circle and I'll throw that to them and we pop it with music. Or last year for Derby Day, I made horses out of pool noodles. I had hula hoops. I had them standing or sitting where they could throw the hula hoop onto the horse, and we literally had the best time. And the background music was horses galloping for Derby Day. And so you just think outside the box. Just do fun stuff. Take them for walks if they like going to hikes or like being in nature. When I first moved my mom over here, she had fallen and broken her hip, and so she had hip replacement. And I needed her to walk, and I would take her where I go run, and I would make her walk with the wheelchair, pushing the wheelchair, standing kind of behind her, guiding her and talking with her until she got tired, and then I would put her in the chair and we would walk some more and I would push her around. And then when she would get rested, I would make her get out and walk some more. She would grumble and fuss, but she did it, and it kept her moving. If they like that kind of stuff, then keep them engaged, do those things with them. They like my mom and they're a shopaholic, and so maybe take them to the store with you or to the mall. And yeah, that gets a little tricky. I get it, because if you walk away, they get up or they go the opposite direction. I can't tell you how many times I would tell my mom, stay right here. I'm just going around the corner, I gotta grab something, I'll be right back. And I would come back literally seconds later and she would be gone. It's amazing how quickly they can move when you tell them to stay right here. Oh, they're like toddlers, adult-sized toddlers. So if they like that and they don't become overwhelmed because there's a lot of people, or if you want to take them to the mall and let them walk around using their walker, you have a lot of space you can walk on, and it's stable. So that's another thing to do. Again, I wouldn't take them during busy times because sometimes the noise, the level of people, it's very overwhelming for them. If your dad was into baseball or basketball, take them to those events while you still can. It's possible that you may not get to see the whole game, so maybe not the game you were dying to see, because you're probably going to have to leave. I know my mom, when we take her out to dinner, I would no sooner sit down, the food would get there, and she's like, okay, I'm done, let's go. I'm like, we haven't eaten, like, not a single thing. So you have to sort of prepare yourself for that. I also figured out that I would not let them bring the drinks to her prior to the food, because she would drink and then she would get cold, and also because she has kidney disease, it would make her nauseous because she would drink so much on an empty stomach. So these are things that you need to know about your particular person that help make these events enjoyable. If you have grandchildren, and if they're like my mom, they love children, and they're doing like soccer or they're playing baseball, take them to those games. Let them enjoy it. Yeah, they may not enjoy it as much as you think they will, but take them anyway. I know one of the most disappointing things for me is we went to go see the lights at the university, and I didn't even make it through the gate to pay before she was concerned about where we were going. And so she just got in that cycle. Where are we going? What's going on? When am I going to go home? I don't know that I want to be here. Let's go. Let's go. I don't want to be here. I'm ready to go home. I want to go home. And I just had to turn around and leave. You just have to expect that sometimes you're going to have those disappointments, and maybe it's more important to you than to them that you do these things. So if they don't want to do it, just leave. Go back. But be prepared that that may happen. Also, take extra clothing. Always have an extra set of clothing with you, because things happen. I'm just telling you. Other things you can do with them is if they like playing cards, let them play cards. If they like playing board games, let them, play board games with them. Whip out those games that you played as a child. And they can be children's games. They don't care. They don't know. Even the toddler games or jigsaw puzzles. And if their eyesight's not that great, then get the larger size pieces. I am at the point where I buy my mom the wooden puzzles where she can pick up, it has the little knob on it, and she picks it up and puts it, and that's what she does because that's what she likes. I also play memory card games with her, like Match the Cards, and they're ginormous. I got them from Amazon. I will put the link below. They're amazing. I put those down on the table, like I'll do a set of 6, and then I try to get her to match where they are. It's just fun things we do. Another thing that, if possible, do smell sensory. Not things that may not go well for them, but just play games with them and say, Mom, close your eyes, tell me what this is, and maybe have a bottle of peppermint or a bottle of vanilla or a piece of garlic, and see if they can tell you what those smells are, or their favorite cologne. Do they still remember that? So do those things. Just make it a game, make it a blindfold, and say, we're going to play this game, we'll see how many we can guess. And just have things arranged that you can do that. It's a wonderful way to keep that part of their brain active. Record their reactions so you can see, because it's going to be amazing. The words that will come out, that they'll tell you what that smells like, and it won't even be close. Also, one of the things to do for them is to read to them. And if you don't want to read to them, you can get them the children's books where they can push the button and the book will read for them. So that may be something to look at, or just audiobooks. Computer games are amazing these days. My mom's neighbor, her daughters have bought her all kinds of cool little gadgets that make noises. They're like a little fake cell phone or fake remote control. And so she will just sit there avidly playing those, and they're so entertaining that there's a couple residents that try to get those from her so that they can play with them. And they will stay actively involved in that for the longest time. If you have things that you need to get done, then get them something like that so you can set them down. If they like to play solitaire and you have like an iPad, let them play solitaire on the iPad. They can't do anything. Or get the child one so if they drop it, it's not likely to break. These are just things that you can look and do to keep them active, to keep them engaged. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that some of these ideas are helpful for you. I know it's hard. It is very hard to be the caregiver and also be the cheerleader and do all these things you want to. Your brain says, let's do it, and your body's like, what are you talking about? I'm too tired. But it also helps you. It helps you keep engaged as well. And I always say that you get the best results when you approach things with a positive attitude. I worked almost 2 decades with cancer patients. Cancer patients that came in with a positive attitude had the best result in the end. I'm approaching this with my mom with the best attitude I can have and being the most positive I can be when I'm around her. And literally when I walk through those doors of memory care, I am a different person. I have to be that upbeat, positive person. I'm kind of like the Pied Piper there, I'm not gonna lie. They all swarm around me because I always laugh. I know their names, I talk to them, I treat them like they are human, and that's all they want. But that's what your loved one wants as well. They want you to have that conversation. They want you to love on them, and they want to feel a part of the day-to-day life. And I hope that these ideas will help keep them engaged with you. Thank you so much for watching my video. I truly appreciate it. And if you enjoyed it, if you would please hit the like, and also hit the subscribe button so you'll be notified of any future videos. And if you know anyone else who is traveling this road the same as we are, then please share this video with them. As always, life is a gift, so please treasure it always. Thanks. Bye.